My 33 meters wife 32F said her ex's name while we were having S-time. TLDR wife says an ex's name while we're having SX, now I question what's going on. Should I be looking into if she's cheating? My wife and I have been married for 4 years and we have a 2-year-old. We dated on and off for 3 years before getting married. Last night, she says her ex's name while we are having SX. She gave some weird excuse as to why. She said it's a common name, it is a very common name and must have heard it recently. I wasn't going to start a big argument with her at that time. It has since gotten me worried about why she did that. For some background, this was a guy she was with for a couple years before I met her. They met in college and were serious for some time. They had broken up when I met her and decided they were better as friends. They were friends for years before they dated. We started dating, but he remained in the picture. He was her best friend first and foremost, and I grudgingly went along with it for her. Several months pass and I put my foot down saying it's too uncomfortable for me. There was some resistance, but she steps back from him. Every time we broke up, she was with him. We finally reconciled and got engaged. He apparently didn't know this and stops talking to her. She was devastated, which should have been a red flag. We talked about it and she was happy to have chosen me. Now after this has happened, I'm tempted to see if she's gotten back in contact with him again. I know she's checked in on his social media because I saw the searches on the laptop. She doesn't know I know that. I don't think she'd cheat, but this guy was always different for her. Do I just confront her? Do I start going through her phone? Or am I being paranoid? Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, I think she's double dipping. Redditor 2, next time you're ducking her, say your ex's name. Redditor 3, too late now, but this is the type of girl you walk away from when all these red flags show themselves during the dating stage. Instead you married her. Well, at least you know who she is thinking of when you are ducking her. I would be very curious to know when the last contact was. She's still searching him on social media, she's probably not over him. I would look into everything. Op answer, I'm very curious too as to when they last had contact. It's really disappointing to know that's who she's thinking of. Redditor 4, yeah, I've never in my life taken an ex name by accident, nor have I ever taken any common name that I heard on a TV show or something. Your relationship has so many red flags that you've ignored. So many excuses that you've just accepted. I don't know what you're going to do to find any evidence. I don't know how you're going to react when you find evidence. You've allowed so much to happen that I question if at this point ignorance is just bliss. You're not going to get a straight answer from her. Sounds like she's never been over him and you were always the safe bet. She's married with a kid yet still keeping tabs on him. When you have to force or give an ultimatum for a partner to cut off an ex, they may cut them out of their life, but rarely do they cut them out of their heart and mind. It's something they should already know they have to do, or something they should understand when you first bring up it being uncomfortable. The moment you get any pushback on it is when you know they aren't 100% invested in you. Edit, saw a bunch of comments about privacy. In a marriage, everything should be open and transparent. You shouldn't feel bad about going through her phone social media. In all my relationships, I have an open phone policy because I have nothing to hide. The moment I need to keep things private away from my partner, chances are it's because I know my partner wouldn't approve of whatever it is I'm hiding. Redditor follow-up, in a marriage everything should be open and transparent. You shouldn't feel bad about going through her phone social media. In all my relationships, I have an open phone policy because I have nothing to hide. I agree with transparency, but I disagree with it meaning that you need access to be going through each other's phones and computers. That is a bit of a stretch. There are lots of reasons to want a personal space, including space for artistic creativity until your work is ready to be shown, space to work on fun surprises for your partner, space to work on challenging problems without someone looking at how you're approaching every detail of it, and space to have conversations with friends who ask that their conversations be kept confidential, for example for mental health or medical reasons. Redditor 5, she can't let him go or wants to. She's clearly still in love with him, so I'd why you got with her in the first place. Is she protective of her phone, social media or email? That's a big indicator that someone is cheating. Op answer, I think I wanted to believe what she told me versus what I was seeing. She's very protective of her phone, but she's always been. Update, Update: my 33 meters wife 32F said her ex's name while we were having time. Here's the original post. Thank you everyone for your help and advice. I did my investigating before talking to her. I went through his social media first, but nothing explicitly saying anything was going on. There were a few mentions of his love and some comments, but that could mean anything. I did look at the phone bill and there looks to be calls with him pretty regularly. Onto hers, I was able to get on her phone when she was asleep. She must have forgot I knew the code, nothing in texts and no weird calls. So she deleted them. I did find some apps she tried to keep hidden like Snapchat and Kik. Sure enough, there's their conversations. And pictures. I took pictures of all of it on my phone to have as proof. She exploded when we had the conversation and left with our child to her mother's. I contacted a lawyer and am in the process of a divorce and figuring out custody. I'm heartbroken and am more angry than anything else. I'm angry at her, but I'm also angry at myself for dismissing so many red flags. ETA, the conversations I found were confirming they were having an affair. The pictures were ones they were exchanging, including nudes. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, I'm glad you have resolution and wish you good luck with the divorce. Redditor 2, you might want to get some advice from the Our Divorce sub. Great community. Redditor 3, I'm sorry man. I figured as much. Not to sound like a DCK and not that it would change how you feel, but for clarity I would DNA test the kid. Op answer, seeing as I don't know for sure how long this has been going on, I will be getting a paternity test. My lawyer said we would anyways. As much as I don't want, if this isn't my child, I do need to know. Redditor 4, I'm very sorry that you're going through this, but at least you found out now rather than later. You have time to find other people and adjust accordingly. Your new priority is your child, as divorce is a really hard change for children. I suggest you make sure custody is as fair as possible and that they adjust fine as the years go on. Even though you probably hate her guts right now, after the papers are done, you need to focus on co-parenting with her kindly and respectfully. I wish you all the best in this new chapter of your life. Op answer, thank you, and you're right that I hate her guts right now. Ideally I can get to a place where I'm not so resentful. Redditor 5, definitely seek the advice of a lawyer, but as someone that has been through this, here are some tips. 1. Document everything. Sounds like you're already on top of this, but don't let up. 2. Don't explicitly tell her not to come home, but definitely don't encourage it. Her abandonment of the family home will play a role in the division of assets. Document how long she has been gone. 3. Do not, under any circumstance, engage in any sort of reconciliation, whether it's a discussion, counseling, or even having sex. In many states this will throw grounds of adultery out the window. 4. Ask for times to get your child and document any refusals or broken promises. Obviously a lot of this will depend heavily on your state's divorce statutes and case law. An attorney will help you sort all of that out. At this point your only objective is to maximize time with your child. If you're not seeking custody, 50-50 is optimal if you're both good parents, and minimize damage to yourself resulting from the divorce. Also, don't be shy about adding as many necessary clauses that will prevent headache down the road to your divorce papers. This includes holidays, birthdays, morals clause, travel notifications, restrictions, extracurricular expenses and activities, insurance, healthcare, and literally anything you can think of. Believe me, for most people co-parenting is a pain in the ass, especially after the marriage is dissolved under shitty circumstances. And most of the time it's coming from the offending spouse. Anyway, good luck, and don't be shy about asking questions in Our Divorce and Our Custody. Edit, forgot to mention that Our Surviving Infidelity is a good place to go for moral support. The emotions experienced after being cheated on in a marriage are a nightmare. It feels like someone died, but the person you're mourning is still alive and destroying your life. Find a therapist. And don't just settle on the first one you meet. I had to go through a few quacks before I landed on someone that was helpful. Redditor follow-up, I highly recommend having a clause in the divorce agreement that neither party will talk ill of the other parent in front of the child. I had this put in mine. My mom badmouthed my dad so much when I was a kid has caused irreparable damage to our relationship. Update, I 33 meters started process of divorce from my wife 32F who was cheating on me with her best friend M, and I feel broken. I was married to my wife for about 4 years and we have a 2-year-old. My wife was cheating on me for quite a while with her best friend. I found out after some digging and she cussed me out and went to her mother's with our child. Note, the child is mine. I have since been in contact with an attorney. I have my child back now because she isn't living with her mother. I found she has moved into this guy's house. I am so angry about this. She at least had the sense that I wouldn't accept my child to be there. Mentally and emotionally, I am barely holding it together. I have a brave face for my child, but it's not easy. I was able to secure with my work to work from home for the rest of the year. There's the issue of her getting her stuff from here still. My attorney plans to get it sorted with her attorney. We can find a time with the police here to let her get the rest of her things without him here. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I see her or deal with the situation. Update: I keep getting updates about my ex from everyone. I was married to my wife for about 4 years and we have a 2-year-old. My wife was cheating on me for quite a while with her best friend. I found out after some digging. Note, the child is mine. We had our blowout almost 2 months ago and shortly after that she moved in with this guy. I've stood my ground and am not letting our child go there. I thought there'd be more of a huge fight, but I've had our child primarily and I'm so grateful for it. Nothing is finalized in any way yet, but I am just doing my best day to day. I cry every day in the shower, but having my child helps more than I could ever express. I've been no contact with my wife for many reasons since this all started. People love to update me on her. People that knew us, people that were even just my friends. They see something on social media and think I need to know everything. I've tried to say that I don't need to know. It's been creating more chaos for me emotionally. It makes me angry more than anything. One of those good people screenshots some post comments on social media which I can't seem to find myself. Maybe it's been deleted. Anyway, she's pregnant. I hope to God it isn't true, but I got this stupid screenshot of a post he put up with a pregnancy test. What the actual hell? This heartless woman seems to keep stabbing my heart and tearing it into more pieces without any care. I cannot believe I married her. I cannot believe she would be this careless. And why do people keep sending me all these updates? I just want to divorce her and take care of my child. I'm rambling and so pissed I nearly punched a hole in my wall. I needed to vent and say somewhere what an absolute horrible human being she is. Update: she's already moved on, even from our child? Some time has passed, but I'm just as hurt and angry as day one. The day I found that my wife was cheating on me with her best friend who is a guy. My priority remains to be my 2-year-old child. I initially said he could not be anywhere near my child. I have since had to relent because of my lawyer's direction. When I kicked her out of our home, she went to him. She has since moved in with him. I still have to figure out co-parenting with her. For the record, I have my child most of the time. My STBX has been okay with that. It bothers me, but I'm also relieved. Shouldn't she want to be with her child? I don't know if she's too busy with that new life or what, but I'm not going to rock that boat. I've cut out anyone trying to give me play-by-plays of her life. I blocked all her social media and been no contact. I'm still just as hurt. I feel like our relationship was a complete lie. She's already moved on. Does anyone have tips in navigating co-parenting? Update: is this when I celebrate? Since my ex is in a hurry to have her life with her AP, we are now divorced. I've also gotten primary custody of our child. She didn't fight it at all. She didn't even seem to care. There is a schedule for her to have our child, but I won't hold my breath. I'm happy to be past this stage, but I'm so sad for my child who is 2. I can only hope I can do enough that they don't recognize their mother ignoring them. I plan to keep her social media blocked. I will admit I peaked recently and it was all her and her AP. It's disgusting. I do hope that falls apart for her. I'm still angry about that part. I need to keep telling myself she isn't my problem anymore. My focus for now is my child and myself. Update: my selfish narcissistic ex-wife strikes again. I feel like things have settled more. My child and I have gotten a good routine going. I only text my ex-wife in regards to our child. She allowed me to have primary custody, and even though I reach out to remind her, she's not seen our child. Therapy has been a godsend in helping me navigate it. Imagine my surprise when I receive a text from her over the weekend saying she will be stopping by. I thought, wow, she might actually use this weekend. Now I hate she lives with her AP, but I'm not going to impede my child's time with their mother. She comes and I'm expecting her to pick our child up. No, she's literally stopping by. The reason? She wanted to tell our child in person that she's having a baby and they will have a little brother or sister. I can't help but think she's thinking she's hurting me with this news. Anyways, she says she's busy and has to go. That's it. I was furious but kept it together and let her leave without saying a thing. We went about our day and I doubt I will hear from her much. It only hurts me because of how unfair this is to my child. I'm still waiting for that relationship to implode, which I hope is soon. Update, slowly finding peace. Feel free to read my profile for background. Basically, my now ex-wife left me and our child for her AP, with which she is expecting. Since that last disaster of a visit from her, she has had zero contact with our child. I am not standing in the way, but she has no interest. It breaks my heart, but my child doesn't need a narcissist in their life. I have resolved to get out and enjoy nature more. I have some camping trips planned with my kid. I got all I needed to take them hiking with me too. We have done some already and it's been enjoyable. I'm still in the gym and therapy has been a huge help. Thankfully I can work from home. I don't try to keep up with her much, but I will hear things. She still lives with him and they are engaged now. Rumor has it that he has been seen at the local bars more often, complaining about the stress she's causing. One of my friends bartends and has heard him himself. I am at a point where I don't care, but it feels good. Update, the AP of my narcissistic ex-wife contacted me. I've been away from Reddit mainly to focus on my life with my child. There's no real update on her interest in our child. I have not prevented anything, but she's yet to come around. Last I updated, she was expecting with her AP. I received a DM from this AP. She had their baby. This wasn't the reason for the DM though. He found she's cheating on him. Shocking, I know. This guy has the audacity to turn to me for advice. I haven't responded. I do recognize that his child and mine are half siblings. I do not want to block anything in that respect. However, I am not interested in helping him out either. Things have been settled in my life. My child is happy and I've been feeling better than I have in a long time. I do not want to get sucked back into her nonsense. Anyways, I wanted to update I'm well and finding some peace.